Hey folks, Travis here. This is False. I was joined as usual by Evelyn Irish and Muhammad Akbar this week, and we talked about lots of things. I'm not going to run them down here anymore because you can just listen to the episode and find out. How about you just do that? You can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/thisisfalse, and you can follow us on social media at thisisfalsepod. Email us with complaints, comments, love letters to thisisfalsepodcast@protonmail.com. All right, enjoy the episode.
Yeah, I mean, if you compare it to like our hour and 15 minutes of dick and fart jokes.
Yeah, we're a tight hour 15 of dick and fart jokes, though.
Yeah, we are.
We don't fuck around. We don't fuck around.
We don't fuck around.
We'll fuck around.
Hey, we get some old wrestling references in there too.
Yeah, we do. Also, man, I've been watching so much more wrestling than I normally do lately.
Yeah.
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 It's my wifey, man.
Oh, yeah, your wifey.
She's real big into the wrestling, and then I get all, nostalgic, and then I found out the other day that the person that used to be Gold Dust is now like Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, he always was, wasn't he?
Yeah, I know, but like he's
Dustin Rhodes. His grandfather was Dusty Rhodes. Right?
He doesn't even do any gold
was
anymore, and that makes me so sad because he was all gold, and I liked that before.
Yeah, I have a soft spot for Gold Dust.
Because a little bit, it was like it made my little queer heart like happy.
Yeah.
Because I was like, ooh. Anyway.
Gold.
Ooh, gold.
Okay, never mind. But he goes in red and black now.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You don't like red and black? What's your problem?
I love red and black, but I don't like it as much.
Red and black attack.
Yeah, that's it. I don't like his fucking change from being Gold Dust.
Yeah, no, just
Gold Dust was so cool. Anyway, so that's my contribution this week.
I could do an episode on Gold Dust and Dustin Rhodes and how cool he is and like all of his various characters.
You know what? I would listen to that.
But we will save that.
Okay.
We'll save it for now.
Okay. Just for now.
Okay, so I don't have a plan. There are some things I saved that we could talk about. I definitely want to read a couple articles at some point. There's one from Forbes that is just...
And I got some news for y'all.
Do you guys want to hear why
I want to hear why you're late. Because we have to... Because Mo's got to leave in like half an hour.
Okay, I'm going to do this real quick.
Yeah.
There was a cookie involved.
Oh, God.
Like I said, it's not a good story for like Ev stories, but it's a good story for like normal people stories.
Uh-huh.
So it was okay. I haven't been not eating great for the last little while.
Same.
And
it's bad.
You and I are like sugar monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's gotten out of hand. So what happened was I was hanging out with Dick, and he got this cookie. He was like, "Hey, I want to get a cookie. I want a little something sweet, a little sweet treat."
Mm-hmm.
And so there's this place called Dunk. It's somewhere by the university.
Dunk?
Yeah.
It's legit just called Dunk Burgers and Chocolate.
How have I not heard of this fucking magical place?
I don't know. I really assumed that you would have known about it. But anyway, I don't want to like do any promoting or anything, but god damn.
Promote them. They deserve it.
Yeah. It fucking... Okay, so I had this cookie that was just an amalgamation of cookies and brownies and marshmallows toasted in a skillet.
Hold on. Cookies, brownies, and marshmallows in a skillet.
Yeah, I'm starting to breathe heavy just thinking about it. Okay, so there's that. Yeah. And then like...
I'm getting the chocolate sweats.
I know, like I'm getting hot. I'm hot around the collar.
That's doing things.
I know.
It's moving.
It twitched. So then there's that. It's all like toasty and warm in this little skillet. I know.
Fuck yes, keep going.
And then they drizzle chocolate on it.
Oh yeah.
And then you get to choose an ice cream to stick it on top of it.
Oh yeah.
I know. I know. You okay, Mo? And then this is all Travis and I do when we hang out, is just like dirty talk sweets to each other.
God, did they put some peanut butter M&Ms on it?
No, but you could.
Oh my God, you could?
Yeah, you could. You could. Yeah, you know you could. You know you could.
Where is this place?
It's on fucking Wyandotte by the university.
Yeah, it's like where
It's like 2
what was
blocks
that
from
old
here.
Pakistani restaurant called? Do you remember the old Haveli or something like that? I
Yeah,
forget what it
yeah.
was called.
It's like
It's
2
around there
blocks
where
from my
where the
house.
vegan place was.
It's so bad.
Around where the vegan place was, somewhere in that area. But yeah, it's so brilliant. It's a Mississauga
Yeah.
thing. And it's just literally they do the thing that anybody should do if you're opening a restaurant, which is like let's combine
Yeah.
chocolate and burgers. And it's that they have a chocolate fountain if I remember correctly. They do like really cool
There are 3.
crepes and stuff.
There are 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
have 3 chocolate fountains. I went in there to pick up that cookie and I was like, I'm never fucking leaving. Call the cops. I'm not
So
leaving.
you were late because you had to go get
I was like, because
you had to go get the cookie
Food,
from Dunk.
yeah.
well,
I support this
I gave-
entirely. I love that you knew you were going to be late like an hour and a half beforehand too. It's not like you were like at like 10 to 8 you're like, "Hey, I'm going
At
to be
the
a little
place,
late."
yeah.
This is like 6:30. You're like can we do 8:30? I need 2 fucking hours to eat this cookie.
I'm not okay. And also, I was pushing it too. I
Yeah,
was
you
pushing it.
rolled up just in time.
Because listen, man. Okay, when I was like looking at the menu, I was like, I better give myself some time.
You're like looking at the menu, you're texting us like, "I'm going to be late."
I can't do it. I can't compromise this.
Yeah, and I don't want to fuck it up. It's like an expensive fucking cookie, man. It's like $16.
16. Okay,
It's
but it's
big.
yeah, no, I understand.
It's like 8
Oh,
inches,
hey,
man.
that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
It's
very
expensive.
And they
priced 'cause
serve
of
burgers.
what they offer.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never even fuck the
Yes.
burgers. You can get a burger.
Probably
anywhere.
get burgers anywhere, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this
No, you
Cookie
get
thing.
you get dip. You get a burger that you can dip in hot chocolate.
What?
Like that's what you do.
Okay, I don't know if
Well, no one should actually do
don't-
this. I'm just saying I would like to do this at some
So
point.
I was thinking about like
don't know.
America the whole time I was eating this. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like
no.
every time I go to the States, I like find the most fucking ridiculous thing I can find and then just go like, rah!
yeah, I love America. I miss it.
Yeah.
This is like there's things to not like about the USA, but
Food
their
is not one of them.
their general gluttony is not one of them.
I know. And it's so nice to like go over and just be like, fuck it, we're on vacation.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
Yay,
Everything's
corn
got high
syrup.
fructose. Yeah,
This is
everything's
what
got
I
high
need.
fructose corn syrup in it.
Yeah, and there's so many trans fats.
Listen,
I love them.
listen. Can I tell you something about American
Yes?
food? It's so disappointing. So everything other than Fago, everything I want is like people just shut down their Canadian operations, like companies. So for example, y'all know Verner's.
Yeah, yeah. I fucking love Verner's.
Verner's is
What?
it's the greatest ginger ale ever.
Verner's
and
is the greatest.
Their Canadian operations are closed. Their Canadian operations are closed, so to get like a can of Verner's is extremely expensive until they open up operations
Word.
again. Like if you look on eBay, you can find like bottles of Verner's for like $400. So if you have any Verner's, here is the time to jump in on Verner's futures right now.
Well, okay.
Sell, buy, sell.
Because maybe it's because we're in Windsor, but like I can get Verner's at the corner store. I can get Verner's.
Is where?
Okay,
Please
I'll
send
so
it to
tell
I
me.
know where I can get. I literally just got some last week, and I'm a little.
Oh my god!
I don't know, should we
Stop
make
talking
it
about this on the
public?
podcast.
I don't
Should we
know.
make it
Message me.
public?
Should we
No,
shouldn't? Because we don't
no.
want them to.
Message me privately
Well,
so I
the
can
place,
sell
the
it
place,
and donate
the place
it to
right
the podcast.
near where you used to live.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was
They
talking
have it
about.
because that's where I got it last week.
Okay.
They also have American Vanilla Coke.
That's the same spot I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say
Whoa.
it now.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
tell
a
you.
great store.
Listen,
Oh,
we
I'll
gotta
tell
get
you.
on
That
the
is a
internet.
great store.
That's my favorite store in this
We
city.
gotta
Yeah.
buy. I need to go there and we need to buy all their Verner's and then sell it
Mo, I will-
on the black
Yeah.
market.
Mo, let's stock up. We got a new venture.
Just
This is a
illicit
new
Verner's.
grift.
I'll bring it with me to Ottawa. We'll sell it up there too. It'll be
Yeah.
perfect.
It's gonna be great.
$400 a bottle.
We're gonna get rich. Fuck
There you go.
OnlyFans. We're in the Verner's money.
Only Verner's.
Who needed Bitcoin? Who needed GameStop?
You-
We were on the Verner's.
You can get Verner's and Diet Verner's.
I'm
there.
surprised though, because obviously they
Ooh.
like this. I was actually wondering that because I noticed the other store over here by us,
Yeah.
that normally carries American stuff, hasn't been since the start of the pandemic
That makes me angry.
because they can't get across the border. So how are they?
They got ways.
That store's like doing some
It's
shady
just
shit,
like
and I'm
6
all
months
for
old
it.
Sam,
Verner's that
the
they.
dude that like runs that shit.
Yeah, yeah. He's got connects.
He's got connects.
Yeah.
Oh,
time.
I know who you're
Also,
talking about.
you
now.
don't
Okay.
even need-
All right.
Yeah. You don't even need. I didn't renew my Costco membership because if I want something from Costco, I go in and I'm like, dude, can you get this for me? And he's like, yeah, it'll be here tomorrow. And then I got it. Damn.
Yeah, that store rules.
Wow.
You're damn
I would
right it
love to
does.
do a promo for them, but I want my Verners.
Yeah, I know. Maybe
Yeah.
someday.
Hey, once we cash in, then you can do
Yeah,
as
next
many
week.
promos as
Yeah.
you want.
Tune in next week to find out what
Which
store we're
store?
talking about.
Don't go there for Verners. You're
Where
too
you can
late.
get burners.
Yeah. But anyway, so I was late because of a cookie. I'm real sorry, but I'm not because it was so fucking good.
I just love the amount of time.
And I took all of that time. Okay, because
It's
you
gonna
have
be
to
late. This is gonna
enjoy-
take at least. This is
Listen,
gonna take at least 110
we're here
minutes.
for a good time.
There was the prep.
We're here for a good time, not a long one.
Exactly.
You know?
It was okay, man. I had to like give myself the prep time to like enjoy the cookie, and then like the savoring time, and then the recovery time.
I don't think that the camera is accurately portraying how fucking rad your hair looks right now. It
Really?
looks so good.
It's pretty big.
For those just listening, seek it out on YouTube.
That's what happens when I shower, man.
By the way, we're on YouTube now.
Oh, that's great.
This may not, like, listen, it tends to take an extra day for me to get it up on YouTube, so if you're listening to this on Wednesday when it comes out, wait till Thursday and then go.
This is a real good angle for me. All of my YouTube fans. Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide.
This is why I have my little ring light that I broke already. I've had it for like a month.
I think I'm gonna probably get like some sort of phone stand so that I don't have to be like.
Well, I could borrow. So, actually, I can probably borrow it very shortly. April has a tripod.
I want that.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can borrow it for recording.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well,
Mo's gotta leave soon.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about that after Mo has to leave.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Mo, what do you got?
Oh.
What do you got for us this week?
Okay, so big news, huge news, amazing news. KFC and Pizza Hut are making a
fucking
pizza
knew it.
together. Biggest
I saw that
thing.
shit on Facebook and I was like, Mo's gonna bring that up on the podcast.
Of course I am. KF communism is happening.
Oh my
KF
Through
God.
the power of
communism.
they've taken over.
So KFC and Pizza Hut are making a pizza.
Yeah, it's gonna be
chicken
like a
pizza?
popcorn chicken pizza of some sort, something like that.
It looks gross but
Can
amazing.
you? Yeah, this is just what I live for. Like, this is all I've ever wanted. You know?
I don't think like the amount. I can still taste cookies, so I don't know if I can handle that right now.
The image of it might make you look a little queasy. It made me a little queasy, but we're I'm gonna throw it up here on the screen in front of you, so that you can see it. Or not.
Ooh.
Why didn't that work? Fucking useless.
I'm fucking useless.
Fucking useless. Why are you? There's just like so much technology happening on my computer right now that it can't handle. It literally can't handle what I'm trying to get it to do. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
that looks like a cartoon pizza. That looks like a if I drew a pizza when I was 5.
Is the sauce gravy? Well,
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
no.
it is. And they've done that before because if you're a connoisseur of the greasy food market, you'll know that Pizza Hut had in the past released a poutine pizza that also had gravy as the
I
sauce.
feel like I had that.
But you'd have to be a connoisseur, right?
I-
Wasn't it
I
good?
feel like I had that, and it was ridiculous.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be good, but if I'm going for pizza, I'm not putting gravy as sauce.
It's too many.
Need the marinara.
It's too many. Like the it's too many starches for me.
Yeah.
It's too many.
Not enough umami.
Yeah.
Because tomato sauce got that
You
umami.
got that umami.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta have the umami.
I get.
Is that am I saying the right thing?
umami? Umami is that like meaty, like that.
Yeah, it's like the soy sauce.
Meaty, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I always
gotta
get that
have
in
umami.
unagi mixed up, but unagi's an eel.
From
Friends.
the Friends.
Unagi. Yeah.
I love our news today. Oh my god. It's so good. It's making my little fat kid heart just like work too hard.
Cookies the size of pizzas and pizzas with popcorn chicken and gravy.
What's next?
True.
Giraffes made of turkey?
I mean, the only thing I actually did want to mention was the Amazon union drive.
I was
or whatever.
we were talking about that briefly before. Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so everybody made a really big deal out of Joe Biden, our boy Uncle
Mm-hmm.
Joe. Uncle Joe coming through. He was like, "Hey, people should join unions."
Unky doughy.
That's it.
That's all he said. Yeah,
Oh,
he
that's
didn't.
it.
Nothing.
He
That's it.
didn't
That's
even
it.
point to
Yeah,
Amazon
yeah.
specifically. He just said people should join unions, which
That's
you
all
know.
he said. He said that though.
He also bombed
Yeah.
Syria last week. I
And
just
people were
don't.
like, "It's the biggest thing that's happened,
He's a piece of shit.
like from a president supporting unions since like Harry Truman or whoever. I think it was Harry Truman tried to stop current labor laws from coming in and then got knocked out massively. But yeah, like that was it. And it's only a big deal because like this union drive is a big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like the closest thing to this was the Foodora drive that happened in Canada like quite a few months ago. So it's a big deal. So for folks who don't know, like basically folks in a specific Amazon facility are trying to unionize.
In Bessemer, Alabama.
I believe it's spread. Yes, in Alabama. So, and I believe it's spreading. So other Amazon institutions are trying to unionize. It's with a UFCW, local United Food and Commercial Service Workers, and Amazon is fighting tooth and nail in the ways that most management and corporations do to try and prevent you from unionizing. So that's the big part. There's a whole cancel Prime Day thing and like not engaging with Amazon for a week to try and show them like, hey,
Which,
leave
by
your-
the way,
leave your
the
workers alone.
proposed union did not support.
Really?
And this is the thing about consumer related boycotts.
Oh,
They're
interesting.
bullshit.
And they don't work.
They don't. Not only do they not work, but they actually take away demand for workers. So like a lot of times unions don't support them, and
Oh, that
that's why I
makes
would say like
sense.
consumer supported boycotts are only good if the workers are the ones telling you to do it. And in this case, they were like, no, keep ordering from Amazon.
No,
Like keep ordering from our.
good to know. I didn't know.
Yeah, they're like keep ordering from our stuff because that means we have to work. It keeps our demand up so that when we stop working, there's
Yeah.
actually like something to stop
There's a
working
reason
for.
to strike.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not that they're
Yeah,
striking; they're just forming
I
the
thought
union.
this-
Well, I mean,
I thought
it
this
makes
was
it
coming from the
so that they're
workers.
valuable.
No, it wasn't at all. Like I read a couple different things that were like,
Okay.
yeah, no, it's not. It's not from the workers. They're like
Okay.
explicitly saying, no, we don't
Oh,
want you to do
that's
that.
good to put out there.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. This is false officially saying buy from Amazon.
I'll find a
Bye.
thing and link it in the show notes so that it doesn't seem like I'm just talking out my ass. But I did see that.
No. Travis, everybody who listens to this show and us trust you on this. So that's actually really important to
I
bring
don't.
up because this has been going super viral.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Ev.
Yeah.
Listen, just because Travis has a different cultural reality than you doesn't mean that both of your realities aren't true.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
So I would suggest that people go and listen to the most recent Pod Damn America episode where they had Maximilian Alvarez on to talk about this. He's the I want to say editor-in-chief of the Real News Network, but I'm not sure if that's his actual title. But the Real News Network guy, he was on Pod Damn America talking about the general labor movement in America and talked for a long time about the Amazon Drive, and it's really good. There's lots of other. I wish I had them offhand. I'll maybe put some links in the show notes of other writers and people who've been really following the story and like helping organize, because it's a fascinating story
Yeah.
and is like so important because like not only is it important just because Amazon is Amazon, but also because like when you think about the union drives of like the 20s, 30s, 40s into the 50s at the height of the union movement in North America, they were mostly around massive industries like the auto industry, right? That had such a huge effect on the overall political economy of the countries, of really every country in the world, but especially North America and Europe. Excuse me. And really the auto industry has waned in its like importance, and there's not really any individual industry that you could say rivals it. And that's one of the many reasons why unions have had such a hard time getting a foothold, because there isn't an industry that like takes over that much of the political economy. But Amazon is that.
Yeah.
Amazon's everywhere. It's so impossibly huge. It's basically a monarchy.
Yeah. If any industry needs to like unionize, it's Amazon.
Yeah. So if Amazon, if this goes through and Amazon, like
Yeah.
they're actually successful in unionizing this particular Amazon, which is, I believe it's the largest Facility Center or whatever they call them, the largest warehouse in the United States.
Oh.
In Bessemer, Alabama, and that town has like a long history. Like, there's going to be so much good content coming out of this in terms of like documentaries and books and things, because like it's the history of the town of Bessemer as like this black working class community, like all of this sort of coalescing things that brought Amazon there in the first place, and then the historic Union Drive. If they're successful, this could be a game changer in a very real way for a resurgence of the labor movement in North America, and
That's
I think
awesome.
that's like really fucking important.
Yeah.
It's maybe the most important thing
Yeah.
that we have in our arsenal is organizing as workers. So it's going to be so good if they do
Yeah,
it. March
and-
29th is the they're voting until March 29th, I think.
Yep.
So
Oh my
we
God.
should know after that.
This is very
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is. Just not to be a downer, but I did have one more piece of labor news for y'all, which is not fun. So recently, folks at Huffington Post Canada filed for certification for their union, actually 2 weeks ago. And guess what site just closed its doors and is closed and no longer exists?
Is it the Huffington Post?
Yes, it's Huffington Post Canada. So without telling any of their workers, they just shut down the website. Unclear, I don't know what's happening necessarily, but people were really freaking out over this on Twitter. And Huffington Post, despite it being Huffington Post, was one of the more accessible platforms for people to blog on and stuff, and get some outreach for public figures, for like social leaders, like labor union folks would write guest
Yeah.
columns. Community leaders would write guest columns. People in the student movement, tons of people who typically don't get columns were writing for Huffington Post. Most of them unpaid,
Yeah.
but they did have a platform, and it was a relatively open platform to get a blog on HuffPost. Not that any of us ever had one.
Well, that's
Thanks,
a fucking...
Huffington Post. No wonder you went under.
Yeah.
You actually
Yeah,
went
where's
under
the
because
This
of
Is
the
False
Union
blog?
Drive thing.
Missing out on the real action
Yeah.
of the All Worries Club.
A similar thing happened with Deadspin.
No.
Are either of you familiar with
Yeah.
Deadspin?
No.
Yep.
Yeah, so Deadspin was like it's like a sports and culture. Mostly, it started out as mostly sports, but sports and culture criticism website. So it was like one of the few places you could get political writing on sports that on the internet, and they were great. Like
Okay.
Deadspin broke some really big like political sports stories and shit. Really great reporting, really great opinion writing, and they had the similar thing happen. They tried to organize over their working conditions, and Deadspin just was. I think they ended up selling to a hedge fund that like slowly picked them apart.
Oh,
But same kind of deal.
that's great.
Deadspin still exists, but it's like a garbage facsimile of what it was
Yeah.
before. So,
Huh.
yeah, these things. This is the thing. I mean, this is one of the things that is used against workers all the time when it's like
Yeah.
when they're trying to unionize. Well, they're just going to close and leave,
That's true.
and they do,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which would point to some other solution, perhaps. Just doing it ourselves. What the
Yeah.
fuck do we need these assholes for?
Hey.
There's a demand to do something. Do it. Workers do it. But I know that that's 2 steps away from happening. But
It's also a lot easier said than done.
way easier said than done. Yeah, but when the tomato plant closed in Leamington, it's like, okay, well, you got tomatoes, right?
Yeah.
And you got a factory
And you all
that
have
makes
the knowledge.
ketchup, and you got workers that know how to make ketchup. I don't understand what else you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
Turns out you didn't ever need the Heinz people.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah, you got to distribute it and stuff. But if you make ketchup and then figure that part out later, you can figure it out.
You'll have no problem distributing if you already have like the know-how of all of the other stuff.
Plus, if it was Leamington ketchup, shit
Yeah.
would sell like fucking crazy in Ontario.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
But now it's Highbury Canco.
Yeah, I mean,
I think so.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
who?
Highbury Canco.
I'm being a little naive. I know,
Yeah,
I'm
because
just
like
saying.
even out of that, it didn't just like randomly. What is that called? French's or whatever? Didn't they just start getting
French's
sold
start-
at like next level?
Yeah, so when the Heinz shit went down, French's stepped up and said we're gonna use Canadian or Leamington tomatoes or something like that.
They
And
did, yeah.
yeah, so then everybody was like, "No, we're done with Heinz. We're all going to French's. Everybody buy French's." And then everybody was buying French's, and nothing changed. It
Oop.
didn't change.
And also,
Mm.
wasn't French's still made in the U.S.? It just
Yeah, it's
used
still made.
Leamington
It's still made in
tomatoes?
the U.S. Yeah, it's still made in the U.S.
There is no ethical consumption under capitalism.
No,
people.
it doesn't fucking matter.
This
what
is why
ketchup you buy.
consumer boycotts are, in my opinion, quite dumb. Because okay, so what? You're gonna get your your shit from Walmart for a week? Like, I just don't understand what the point is.
It doesn't matter because
Doesn't-
you're just going from one company that treats its employees like shit to another company that treats
Right.
its employees like shit. Like, you're not going to get away from
They
it.
all do. I'd rather support the
Yeah.
company that has an open union drive, to be
Yeah,
honest.
exactly. So we go to it's a good point. You go to
Yeah.
Amazon, make it worthwhile for the employees to be working there, and then,
Yeah.
maybe they can unionize, and then maybe when Walmart has a union drive, we can.
I mean, like, if people were actually going to places that were more local or places that were unionized and that was like a thing that people could do, then yes, that would make sense. But you really can't. If you're going to switch from Amazon to like eBay or like Amazon to like Walmart or whatever, yeah, it doesn't make a difference.
No,
Well,
it
even
doesn't.
Walmart,
If you're going
even
from
Walmart and eBay are
Amazon-
using Amazon's infrastructure to get their shit, so like it doesn't really matter.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it
even-
makes no difference.
even if
'Cause-
peop-
and then Amazon controls the infrastructure now, too.
Yeah. But even if people are like, oh, screw Amazon, screw Walmart, where I'm only going to buy from like local small businesses, you're still supporting
No,
businesses that
union.
treat their employees
You're
like
going to do
shit.
the unions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you got to just support the union businesses.
But Amazon, so like a couple things about Amazon. I think like a lot of people, most people just think that Amazon is just like, that's the place on the internet where I buy my stuff and then they bring it to me. But like Amazon is so much more than that.
Yeah.
Like their surveillance technology that they use, I learned this on Pod Damn America. The surveillance stuff that they use in their factories and facilities
Yeah.
is they use it to survey their own workers, and it's like really fucked up. The
They're-
stuff that and I know this firsthand. I won't say how, but I know this shit firsthand. Some of the stuff that they use is like draconian, crazy shit.
And they're
And
using that for their union busting activities too.
They are, and
Yeah.
they're also selling it to police departments and the American military to survey populations of people. And so Amazon has not only become this distributor, but they're also like becoming this weird surveillance company that's making surveillance technologies for other companies and governments and police departments. They also have Amazon Web Services, which is a massive data storage company, which is just like, I mean, the things that they have, they're essentially trying to become the one company. Like, we're all trying to become the one big union. They're
Yeah.
trying to become the one big company and just
Yeah.
be the only company under capitalism, which is the ultimate goal of capitalism. So
Yeah. That
and-
makes me want to throw up cookie into my mouth.
now you get to eat it again.
I mean, like, the irony is that this has happened before. Like, America has had issues with trusts before,
Yep.
like just like big companies that try and take over an industry, and they broke them up. So, like, the fact that
Nationalize that
they
shit.
aren't doing that says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take it over. Just call it like Amazon of America and like call it Freedom Corp or something. I don't care. Just,
Governments
like,
have the
no.
right to do that. They have the ability and the right to do that. If they want to nationalize any company, they can do it.
Freedom is on a worker. Worker Amazon. Sorry. I'll be here all night, folks.
But yeah, no, it's like, and some of the shit that they're doing to bust up unions too. So like, obviously, when you're organizing a union, you can't discuss it on when you're at work,
Yeah.
right? It's like, really risking getting fired and technically against the rules or whatever.
Yeah.
But then they like, oh shit, did you have to go, Mo?
Oh no.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
But they like do, they've been, but even though you can't organize on, so they have to like organize off the property,
Yeah.
right? So one of the things that they've been doing is like the organizers have been seeing people at the stoplights heading into the facilities. It's a massive facility. There's like
Yeah.
58,000 workers or
Holy
something.
fucking shit.
Is it
Close
58,000
the door.
Mo, or is it 5,800? No, I'm just an idiot. Maybe it's 5,800.
5,800.
At the one
It's-
facility.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
huge. It's several football fields
Yeah.
stacked on top of each other like crazy.
That's big.
And there's like 5 different lights that go into it. So what the organizers were doing was talking to people while they were stopped at the stoplight heading in and out of the factory, right? But then what Amazon did was they petitioned the town council of Bessemer, Alabama, to change the lights so that they turn green as soon as a car came there. They told town council it was to get around traffic congestion, which there was, like, the workers were like, there was never any traffic congestion there. It was never a thing. So now organizers can't do that, and they've like said, well, it's unsafe now, so the city is now stopping them from doing that. So they're like literally putting their thumb on fucking town councils.
Infrastructure. Like,
Not hard to control city and town councils, as we know.
yeah.
More on that in a bit. I was a delegate for city council this week. We'll talk about
Oh
that.
yeah, I can't wait to hear about that.
But yeah, so it's like, it's just one, and like they're putting shit in the bathrooms, anti-union stuff, forced meetings where they're forcing workers into meetings, and then if somebody speaks out and tries to correct the record,
Yeah.
they call them up to the front, take a picture of their badge, and then kick them out of the meeting.
Yeah.
Just shit like that, like just the most
Just
brazen
super
anti-union
intimidation
shit.
Yeah, I've seen some of the posters and stuff in the bathroom and all that shit.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, it's super fucked up.
Yeah, fuck Amazon.
Fuck Amazon. But buy from Amazon.
Seriously.
Yeah, you gotta buy from somewhere. Amazon's convenient. It's like it's such a pain in the ass to not use Amazon at this point. This is the argument for nationalizing them.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I can't afford to not buy from Amazon. So,
Right.
there you have it.
Yeah.
This fucking podcast is brought to you basically by
there are
equipment
like
from
Amazon clones.
Yeah,
But
there's
that?
not
the thing
Amazon.
is, there are Amazon clones. There's like, well, beyond it, not Amazon. There's like this thing called Newegg for tech, and like there's like a book one that I forget the name of. Like there's
Libris.
books and like
There's a Libris.
bookstore.org and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like indie bookstores or whatever. Like that are cheaper, because what people don't know about Amazon, because it's so big, people who are scammers will take advantage of it. And like some people are just trying to make a quick buck, so whatever. Like if you're charging a bunch of rich people, I don't care. For the convenience, whatever. But like people will buy stuff from other stores like Walmart or just anywhere, and they'll sell it on Amazon or like go to a thrift store, and then they'll sell this stuff on Amazon for like at $30 or $40 profit.
Like
Plus
Verner's, for
shipping,
instance.
right? So it's like Verner's. I mean, we're only going to do it on eBay, and we'll charge less than all the other black market people.
Yeah,
But
$3.95
how
a
do you-
bottle.
How do you do that?
You mean I can't get a
There
giant
you
trench
go.
coat?
Yeah,
with
well,
pop-
at least $20. We got to go at least 20, because the market price is 40. So if we go by 50%, that's a deal. That's like a
This is a
steal,
deal.
right there.
$20 a bottle.
I'm gonna say like buy 2 bottles of Verner's, get a Golex watch. It's gonna be great.
Oh, there's
It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be standing on fucking Wyandotte and Tecumseh.
I don't want you to go, Mo, but don't you have to go?
Yeah, I was gonna wait to hear a little bit about town council. What I'll do though is like I will put myself on mute and turn my video off, so you don't have to do any editing,
Also,
and then I'll send you the recording after.
Okay. And if you come back, you can come back. We might still be talking.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
You can just
and
turn it
we'll-
right
I'll
back
be
on
listening.
and unmute it and go.
yeah. Also,
Okay,
Wyandotte and
have
Tecumseh
fun.
was wrong. Sorry, that really bothered me.
What?
Never mind.
Wyandotte, who said
I was
Wyandotte
saying that I was
and
gonna
Tecumseh?
stand on the corner of two parallel
Oh, why?
streets.
Oh
It's
yeah,
fine.
you can't stand on
You're
Wyandotte.
not from Windsor.
Wyandotte and
No,
Crawford?
I was gonna say Olette and Wyandotte.
That's better.
Or sorry,
Wait.
Willette.
Oh yeah.
Ouellette. Ouellette.
I say
Why
Oulette.
don't you just go on Grove or Pine or something? Why is it always got to be Ouled? Why can't we talk about
Marin
Elm
Ted.
Street or Central or like
Give us
one of the lesser
Let's hear
known
it for
streets
curry.
in Windsor?
Curry and Wyandotte.
You know what? I'm feeling
Yeah,
fancy.
why does
I'm
nobody
going
ever talk about curry?
Pellicer.
Pellissier?
Pellicer.
I am tired of people ignoring curry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Curry is so important to the city.
It is. I live on Curry.
Curry
sort of.
is the most
Curry
irritating
adjacent.
street because the first time I ever had directions to go somewhere on Curry, I didn't like. That's the day I realized how fucking long Curry is. And
Oh,
in-
because it stops and starts like all the West End streets like 17
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
yeah, and I was like,
And
what?
it's like all the way in South
Yeah.
Windsor. You got to look at the date. You really got to look at the date or not the date, the number.
Number thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Hey, here's another thing. Why is everybody talking about Malden Park all the time? What about Wilson Park, huh?
I don't even know where
Why
the
don't we talk
fuck
about Wilson
Park
Park?
Is
is.
Wilson Park the one behind 80 Knox?
This is why no one's talking about it because we don't know which one it is.
Yes, it is.
It is the
Oh,
one
okay.
behind 80 Knox? Yeah, I've
It's
been
the
there.
one literally
That's where we
behind
used to
80
play the
Knox.
Musicians Baseball
Yeah,
League.
yeah.
I played derby in 80 Knox.
That's
like,
where I
in the
used
arena.
to.
I think I smoked cigarettes in the park behind there at halftime.
We are tangenting hard about shit that nobody cares about.
That's true.
We gotta get
This
the
is a pretty-
Windsor content in. We gotta.
This is a
It's
pretty
about
bad one.
Windsor.
Well, I could
Anyway.
do some. I'll do some
This
Windsor
was a-
content. I'll do some Windsor content
Yeah, I
right
can't
now.
wait.
Are you going to tell us about that?
Listen, I'm gonna be listening so much.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Mo's also
But
delayed,
okay,
so
have
if he
fun.
comes back, we'll have to
Yeah.
attend to that.
I'll probably not, but I will be listening at some point. Probably when it goes up on Spotify, Patreon, Anchor.
I never put it on
Patreon.com/this
Patreon. I really
is
need to
false.
do that.
We fucking suck.
Never touch Patreon. We also
The
still owe
5
people
patrons
shit
are
on
just like,
Patreon.
It's in
Where's
I have
our-
shit in my truck.
Do you hear that, listeners?
Where's our
It's
soap?
downstairs.
Yeah.
Someone get me my
We
The
haven't
soap.
made the
soap
soap
is
yet.
the problem.
Listen, the soap, this is COVID. I'm sorry, but COVID makes that hard to do.
Yeah, the soap has been a problem. But the
True.
patches are in my truck.
Right, you hear that, folks? Getting your patches. I don't know if the t-shirts actually shipped or not.
Mm.
There should be t-shirts coming to people who are in a certain tier.
Sweet.
$20 tier, I
I
think.
guess
Please
the
take
linen
pictures
too.
if
There's
you're
like
doing
6
it.
patrons at this point. They're fine. We'll, if you're listening to this and you're a patron,
There we
we'll hook you up eventually. Okay?
And also,
Just chill.
if you're not a patron yet, sounds like a great deal. You should definitely do it.
It's a great deal. Look at that.
Give us money in exchange for promises. We're like the Liberal Party.
We've become everything we've ever hated.
And it
Is
didn't
this
take
what that
very long.
Batman line was about? You live long enough to see yourself become a villain?
Yeah, you either.
I understand Justin Trudeau so much now. Justin, if you're listening, please, I'm sorry for everything I've said
We're sorry. We're sorry.
publicly and
I'm
privately.
sorry, JT.
Oh man. Okay, go to your call.
JT, come through.
Go to your
your
call
call.
before you get
Okay.
fired from whatever job
See
you're
you
doing.
soon.
Bye.
See ya.
Too late.
Okay, so
Tell me about the thing.
I was on. So okay, this is like I'm struggling with how much to talk about this particular item because here's the thing: if you want a good rundown of what City Council talks about, and you want like in the minutia of a particular bylaw or city initiative or vote, Rose City Politics, go listen to Rose City Politics. They're liberal and they're going to annoy the shit out of you, but they're going to tell you what happened.
But they'll give you the information.
They'll give you the information. This is false is not going to do that
No.
most of the time. Because, like, I can't be fucking faffed to keep track of what they fucking do half the time. I wanna care.
I also, at this point in my life, rely on you for all of my information. So
I tend to keep tabs on it pretty well. I just
Yeah.
don't feel like talking about it.
Yeah, I just say, Travis, do I care? No, you don't care.
No.
Okay.
So, but here's so on this past Monday there was a 6-hour. We'll get into that. Don't let me get sidetracked. We'll get into that. There was a city council meeting, and on the docket was a rental licensing
Yep.
RRL.
Landlord license?
It wasn't not a landlord license, but rental property license.
Okay.
Program, which a lot of cities have, especially cities with universities in them, because landlords tend to fuck over university students and like really take advantage of them and
Nah.
other poor people. But university students, because of their natural transience, are like super easy to take advantage of.
Yep.
And landlords love it.
Yep.
They do it all the time. It's fucked. But so after 3 years ago, city council tried to pass one of these and it failed. I think it failed 5-4, I think was the vote. It was a very close vote,
Very
but they
close.
failed. This time around with a different council, Fabio Costante, the Ward 2 where we are,
Yep.
the councillor here, he's been fighting for this. And so,
That guy seems like a solid dude.
yeah, you know what? Like, I like Fabio as a person. I can't say that about certain councillors.
Yeah. Really?
Maybe you know him, Reno Bordelon. Not a fan. Not a
Yeah.
fan of Reno. Not a fan of Chris Holt.
Rhino Beefaroni's a fucking cunt.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. But it's true. I believe it.
I said it.
Believe it in my heart.
Fuck you, Reno.
But I like Fabio
Yeah.
as a person. I mean, his politics. Listen, he's a liberal, so he's gonna disappoint, and he does.
Liberal's
and,
gonna
like,
liberal.
Liberal's gonna liberal. But I do like Fabio is at the very least, he's fairly responsive to listening to people when they have a problem.
That goes a long way.
Does go a long way. It's really
Yeah.
one of the only requirements of being a city councilor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So he does that much, at least.
Yeah.
And he worked really hard on this, and with the help of activist groups in the city, and advocates, and other renters, and people like that, was able to pass this. And myself and another fellow worker from the IWW, we were delegates, and we spoke on the issue. And it passed 9-1. So it's a pilot project for 2 years for wards 1 and 2, which are the wards that contain St. Clair College and the University of Windsor, respectively. Good news, right?
Yay!
And if you want to know more about this licensing program, you can go look at all the Windsor Star coverage of it, or listen to Rose City Politics. They'll talk about it. Can't guarantee they're going to say cool things about it, but it's a good thing. This is a good thing for renters.
Yeah. Especially in our wards where, like, my landlord, we know, is the notorious fuck.
Yep.
And your company is
My
ridiculous.
company's, this building, they're okay, but I know that they're problematic in a lot of other, and they tried to throw me out of here a couple months ago, so really, why am I defending them?
Yeah, exactly. Fuck them.
And also, so you'll notice 9 to 1.
Yeah. So who is
So I'd like, again, this is an important initiative, and like, and if you want to know about it, go talk. This is not where I'm taking this. I'm not talking about the specific thing that we fought for and won. It passed 9 to 1, had everyone on board.
Except
Including Fred Francis and Joanne Gignac, the two most conservative counselors. It did not have our boy Reno Bordelon.
Are you kidding me?
He was the one. He was the one.
Why?
He was the one.
He's fucking downtown. Oh my god.
And here's the thing. So, like, I was trying to figure it out because
what
I'm
a
like,
dipshit.
Reno sometimes will have a weird backwards logic way of
Yeah.
doing things, and sometimes it makes a little bit of sense, and you're like, oh, okay, I kind of get where he's coming from, you know?
Yeah.
In this particular case, I have no fucking idea why he's resistant to it. It was not clear from what he was talking about. By the way, another thing about our boy Fabio, he's a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
You know how they go.
Yeah.
They're ninjas. Okay?
Yeah.
Like it's almost never used for good,
Yeah.
which is the problem. But man, are fucking lawyers ninjas. He lawyered the shit out of Reno on like 4 different occasions. Stopped him mid-sentence to correct him about a thing, like very lawyerly.
That's amazing.
And like Reno's response to it every time was
This is
amazing.
simply not true.
It was amazing. I really enjoyed watching that happen.
That's amazing. I can't wait for in-person city council meetings to happen again because I can't wait to go to them.
But yeah, I don't honestly know what Reno's resistance is to it.
Yeah.
And no one else can seem to figure it out. And even when he was talking about it, it was unclear why he disagreed with it. And he was the only one. Now, it's a pilot project, and in 2 years, when it tries to go citywide, I imagine it'll fail.
It'll probably fail, but 2 years.
Well, it may not. Maybe that's me being cynical. Maybe in the next 2 years, more work can be done, and maybe a citywide program can happen. But,
yeah.
But Reno was the only vote.
What were his points on why he didn't want, like, what?
You go to Rose City
Okay,
politics.
you know what? It's fine. I get it. It's fine.
None of them stood out to me as being good enough reasons for me to remember. That's me being honest. Like,
No,
I was
that makes
listening
sense.
to his council babble, as I term it, where it's a lot of shit that, like, whether intentional or not, is just like it's city government babble. It doesn't make any sense to a normal person. It's just like,
And
okay.
it's not, it's like saying a lot of words without actually saying anything.
Right. And when it came to him actually mounting a defense against this thing, I just didn't hear one that was good enough for me to remember it.
Yeah.
It was like, well, I don't think it's going to work. Okay, well, why? Well, there's no real reason why I don't think that. I just don't think that. I don't think
that's
the
why we
data is
do
going
a
to point
pilot.
it out. Yeah, that's why I do a pilot. And other cities, by the way, have this.
Yeah.
And you can look at what they do.
Yeah.
See that it actually does have positive effects
Yeah.
on the problem of holding landlords accountable to their illegal shit. That it actually does save lives in some cases.
Maybe
Like the
Reno
fire
just,
code stuff.
Yeah. Maybe he just, like, knows some landlords that don't want that done.
I mean, I imagine they all do. But why he specifically...
Maybe he knows a lot more landlords than
Maybe.
other
But
people.
it wasn't even in his ward. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
one of
his
my
ward's-
old landlords was speaking against it, and he's a piece of shit. Like, he was a good landlord to me.
Yeah.
To me
But just-
specifically, but I know other people who've had him as a landlord, and it ain't so good.
Yeah.
I
got
won't say his
landlords.
name because I don't really want to get sued. But he one of the gems that this guy pulled out when I lived in his place. So I used to work for him too, occasionally, just doing like odd jobs around the complex I lived in.
Yeah.
And like he one time, because it's in the West End on Brock Street, so like severe West End,
Yeah.
right near a lot of the housing projects over there.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, TJ Travis, grew up right in that area. And this landlord came out to me one day and said, another car break-in last night here. And I was like, yeah, I see that. He's like, it's these
No.
poor N-words over here in the projects.
No.
And I was like, pardon? And he's like, well, you know,
Qu'est-ce que
'cause
fuck?
it's these blacks, And I was just like, I was like 22 and needing the job and my place to live, so I didn't challenge him on it.
Sir, do you even know what the longest river in Africa is?
Did you dance to your reggae song this month?
Have you had a conversation with a black coworker? Come on, get woke.
Every episode since then it's been mentioned.
Sorry.
That's good. But like, this is the kind of person this guy is, and he's up there speaking against this stuff. So, you know, these are
Yeah, but
sleazeballs.
that's like, yeah, it's like par for the course, man. Like,
Yeah,
I've
and it's like
seen-
such a racist thing. Like,
Yeah.
like landlording is inherently racist.
Yeah.
It's inherently, obviously, classist. It's by its
Yeah.
very nature. But yeah. So the other thing that I just want to say about this whole process. So, city council used to take place on Monday nights at 6 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
And because of that, because it was at night, they would typically last about 2 to 3 hours. Now, every once in a while, you'd have a particularly contentious meeting that would go on into the wee hours of the morning, but they were pretty rare. Most of the time, they were wrapping up in 2-3 hours tops. They've moved them during the pandemic to 10:30 a.m. on Mondays, and now they all seem to go long.
So you can say goodbye to community involvement.
Right.
Yeah.
This was a 6-hour meeting.
That's fucking ridiculous.
It started at 10:30, which is when we were told to, be there to talk about this issue. They didn't even start speaking about the item until 2 o'clock. And the delegates, some of them, because there was a lot of them for that issue, didn't speak until like almost 4.
That's fucked.
So we're talking till almost 3, sorry. So we're talking and then the deliberation and the actual vote took another hour of discussions and questions with administration and all this stuff. I understand all this stuff takes a long time.
Yeah.
I get it. 10:30 to 4:30 on a Monday, most fucking people work.
Yeah.
So
It's like, why? Like, just keep it at 6. What's the problem? What's the problem with keeping it at 6? Because then at least people who work can weigh in.
yeah, I
Like,
mean, there's still going to be people who can't,
yeah, of
low-wage
course.
retail workers and shit who work after 7, but the majority of people are going to be able to catch a meeting once in a while if it's Monday at 6.
Yeah.
If it's Monday at 10:30, the majority of people are never going to be able to catch a meeting.
Yep.
And the amount of things, it's not just that, but that's one of the big things. The amount of things that are done on city council to, I would say, deliberately exclude the voices of working people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's maybe not deliberate in the sense that someone's scheming in a back room to do this, but that's kind of the point.
I like to think that there is.
Maybe there is. Maybe Drew Dilkins is back there.
Like a
being
Mr. Burnsian
I
type,
know.
excellent.
Yeah. Well, and I think that this is part of the problem with all politics. They're so fucking inaccessible to everyday people, and even when they are accessible, I argue that local council or local government is the most accessible, but it's still miles away from most people's day to day.
Yeah.
And who do you think gets fucked over because of that?
It's the working class people who get fucked over. And here's the thing is that even if they make it available and just tell you when it is or whatever, I still feel like they should be going above and beyond to reach out to make it so that it's more immersive with the community. You know what I mean? Instead of saying here's when we're having our meeting, this is when it is, you can come if you want.
Yeah.
Make it easier for people that you're representing, make it easier for your constituents to actually get involved.
Yeah.
And encourage that, not just permit it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Because you can sign up, you can look at the council agenda.
Yeah, and you can sign up to speak. And,
You can sign up to be a delegate, you get 5 minutes
Yeah.
to talk about whatever it is. Most of the time the councilors are texting or not paying attention when you're doing it.
Yeah, but who knows about this stuff? Only people who it should be encouraged. It should be hey, do you guys know that this is happening? You can do this, but it's not really beneficial to
Their whole project?
it's not beneficial to them, so why would they? They just say, we do the bare minimum, we let them know this is what you can do, but aside from that, that's it. It's up to them, which I get. But
I will say that a couple of years ago, Chris Holt, Ward 4 councillor, who we've had beef with on this podcast as well, he's done these, he did these YouTube videos that were community update, where he would talk about stuff on the agenda, and that's commendable, but most of the time he would only talk about things that mattered to him.
Yeah, of course.
Which for Chris Holt is bikes and bike paths. That's it. The guy doesn't fucking talk unless there's a bike path or active transportation involved, which is fine. Those are important, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
But he literally doesn't talk unless that one of those things is involved, or a brewery or something, and then he's all for it.
Yeah.
Basically, if bearded white dudes are into it, he's all into it, but otherwise he doesn't give a shit.
Oh God, I'm tangled up.
I'm obviously generalizing, but the guy said about 8 words the entire council meeting on Monday during 6 hours of deliberations because
Yeah.
he just didn't. There was not.
Nothing that he cares about is happening.
No, nothing he cared about was happening. So
Yeah.
it's just like whatever, sure. But like, and he would do these community updates, but they were selective. I remember them being extreme. I remember being like, he didn't talk about that particular thing on the agenda.
Chris Holt's Walkerville, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, so Bike Path Brewery man. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
he's the new urban gentrifier.
Yeah.
As a reporter friend of mine refers to him as the new
I
urban
like it.
gentrifier. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, he sucks, but he did try to do these things, and that was at least commendable from the standpoint that he was trying to sort of reach out to the community and say, "Hey, people, we're boiling down these often overly complicated agendas that don't make any fucking sense to most people."
That's another thing that keeps the community out is the fucking
Council
the way
babble.
that they speak. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. It doesn't make any fucking sense, and you have to like stop yourself from falling asleep mid meeting to be able to like kind of comprehend what the fuck it is that they're actually talking about.
They talked for 95 minutes about decorative light posts
I hate them so much.
and the replacement of them in one of the richest neighborhoods in Windsor.
Oh my God.
They had 2 delegates speak on it, and then council went on and on and on and on to the point where like people were like, this was supposed to be a 20-minute thing that's now taken 95 minutes.
Decorative light posts?
Replacing decorative light posts like for like. So if you take one down to fix it, you got to put one up that's similar, because it keeps this character and ambiance of a neighborhood intact. You see, I live in the fucking West End. There ain't no fucking goddamn decorative shit over here. Nobody
Dude,
gives a
half of
fuck
our
about
fucking
us.
lights don't work.
Yeah, it's insane.
There's like all over the West End. There's these like flickering lights, and like every time I drive by them, I always say, because I'm a fucking weirdo, I'll always say to Josh in my car, I'll be like, the portal is open, but it's just, but there's so many of them that are broken in
And
the
the
West End.
further west you go, the
There's
worse
so
it
many.
gets.
I know, it just gets
shocking.
It's like the dark end.
What's on the furthest west end of Windsor? Oh, right, it's the housing projects with mostly non-white people in them.
Yeah.
Shocking that.
Yeah, and it's all like international students and housing projects with non-white people.
Yeah, but the 95 minutes of deliberations, that doesn't even include all the other shit around that issue. That was just the deliberations.
Man,
And
that's rough.
it was like I wasn't even paying attention, but I still know more now about decorative lights in this city than
Then you have any right to.
I ever cared to. Fuck, like sometimes I'm like, I should run for council.
You know what? Why don't we
Shoot me in the fucking head.
Let's get Star to do it.
We are getting Star to do it. Star's gonna run for Ward 5.
I told Star that I would be her campaign manager.
She's still doing that. She may think she's out of it now, but because she doesn't live in the Ward 5 anymore, she just moved out.
Yeah, but
Star, I know you're listening to this. Ward 5 needs a Star.
don't you worry. We're gonna get this. I'm your campaign manager, baby.
That's what. That's the.
Give the people what
That's
they
the thing that
need.
convinced her. I was like,
Ward 5 needs a star.
You already have a campaign slogan.
Yeah.
Ward 5 needs a Star.
Oh
Come
my
on.
God.
It writes itself.
Come on. I'm just so excited about all of the.
Also, you can take out Grandpa
Shit.
Sleems. The
Yeah.
dude's asleep half the time.
Yeah.
A fucking HIV cat. Feline. I'm gonna. Let me take that again. Let me take that again. What's the feline leukemia? A cat with feline leukemia could beat Ed Sleeman in a fucking council race.
I like that your first go-to was HIV cat.
Because they have the. It's not HIV.
HIV cat.
Because you have cat AIDS, right? That's a thing. Feline AIDS. It's a thing that stray cats have. They die from. It's super sad. Why are you laughing at this?
Sorry, I can't.
Why are you laughing? Kittens. Little kittens dying. Kitten mittens.
Kitten mittens.
Kitten mittens.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ward 5 needs a star. We're
Yeah.
gonna
So-
try to. Yeah.
okay, so that was a little Windsor City Council thing. So like, I do encourage people though, if they want to, like, I remember trying to start this. Can I tell you a little story? Actually,
Yeah, I would love
I
it.
feel like I'm talking a lot,
I don't care.
but you're chilling with your Red Bull and your vape. Having a
I'm
great
just
fucking
hanging out.
time.
I don't have any actual news to share, so I'm having a hard time.
Well, yeah, we'll get into something. You can just provide the laugh track to my ranting.
It's what I
It's very
do.
misogynist of me.
I don't give a shit.
So a couple years ago, I was like really trying to get some people involved in city council and like going to the meetings and being like, if leftists, this is one way we can put pressure on people. We have to know what's going on in our local council, which we do.
Yeah.
We ignore it at our peril. We need to know what's going on at our city government level.
It's true.
So otherwise, we don't have a chance in hell of affecting it in any way.
We get caught up in this whole "it doesn't matter" thing, and it really fucking does.
I would argue the voting doesn't really matter too
yeah,
much.
the voting, but
But
the
the
actual
participation in the mechanics
Yes.
of it does matter.
Yes, and people think that just because it doesn't directly, it's not like grassroots direct action shit. Stop ignoring things that aren't that, because you have to work within the system that you're in.
And you can use those things to affect that.
Exactly. Anyway,
so-
continue your story.
I tried to get people
White-bearded
involved in
man.
it, and I had like lots of people involved who were like, "Yeah, no, this sounds great. I want to start coming to meetings with you." I even had like people who would come to meetings with me to take notes, to like figure out the process of how things work, how the budgets work, all that stuff. I had a whole like cabal of folks.
Yeah.
But people get busy,
Yeah.
and there wasn't really enough behind it to keep anything sustained going. But just as that was happening, I started up this website called The 11th Counselor, which was meant to be like the sixth man in basketball. Like,
I don't know what that means.
well, in basketball, there are 5 players on the floor per
Oh.
team.
Okay.
The sixth man
Uh-huh.
is the crowd.
Oh,
Right?
That's a good name for a website.
And I've always thought that's a cool name for like a grassroots movement, right?
Yeah,
To have
it
like,
is.
so there's 10 counselors in Windsor. The 11th counselor is the people,
I love it.
right? Nobody, like, I put up the website, I started this whole thing, and like all of the people who had been supporting me, not that they stopped supporting me, they were just busy with their lives.
Right.
So it all fell onto me, right?
That's funny how that keeps happening to you.
It's not just me. Welcome to being on the left.
I know. It's,
But like,
I've
but
been
so
there.
that happens, and then because I'm like, I have 2 communications degrees, I know how to make the media give a shit about something I'm doing if I really want to, right?
yeah, you do.
So, I did all this work, made the website real nice, got it all up and going, and I almost immediately get a call from CBC, and they want to do an interview. What's this 11th counselor taking counsel back for the people? Like, what's that up?
Oh, what is this?
Yeah, working class people, like, this is a thing. I need to do a story on this. And then I realized, I don't have anyone who's really supporting me. This is just me. I'm calling myself the 11th counselor.
We the Travis.
And boy, do I sound like an asshole when it's put that
That
way.
is really fucking funny.
And then I was immediately regretting the name.
And you're like, I'm the 11th counselor.
I'm the 11th counselor. I'm the voice of the...
I
fucking...
disagree.
And what I wanted it to be was like a group of like 40 or 50 people who could like, do shit.
It's just you and
It's
your
just
cats.
me and my cats.
Oh my
So
god.
the CBC woman calls me and I'm like, I gotta be honest, we're just not ready right now to like do that. We're still in the formative. We're still in the formative stages of this.
The royal we.
Can I call you back when this makes more sense? I never called back. I don't even know if that website's still up.
That's amazing.
The 11th counselor
Start it up again.
dot something.
That's a thing I could do. I don't know anything about fucking podcast equipment, but I could do a website.
No, you gotta do the podcast now.
Okay, well, fuck.
You're in.
Well, I know I'm in. I'm in like Flint.
Oh yeah. Okay, you want me to read a thing for you?
I do. Also, I'm excited to hear about this Forbes shit too.
This is what I'm gonna read. I'm
Oh,
gonna read
yes.
the Forbes thing.
I love it when we talk about businessy business.
I'm gonna get a drink because I'm pasty.
Do you want a Red Bull at 9 o'clock at night?
Nope.
Okay.
gonna get a Coke though, so it's not that much better.
Okay. Oh, I wish Josh was here so I could sing him a song.
Josh, also look at my pants situation right now. Oh,
This is much better than your normal pajama pants. You actually look like you've been fishing or lounging on a dock.
the things I wear from here up. I look normal. From here down, it's just a guessing game.
It's always a circus.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, only the people.
I had a shower
Can see
and
on
then
our
put on
YouTube.
very dirty pants, so I'm just I'm like Pigpen over here.
Do they smell a little bit?
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, bud. These are the pants that I wore, the sacrificial pants. When you're doing the laundry, they're the ones that don't go in.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones you're wearing on laundry day.
Yeah,
They
sitting
get
on your
real
couch
rank.
with these.
You act like I don't sit over there with whatever the fuck I got going on
I don't know, man.
most of the day.
It's fucking soupy.
There's stains on that couch. You don't need to
gross.
know where they're from.
I'm not coming over with a black light.
It's just stains from cat puke that I clean up and then leaves a ring.
Aw,
From the
that's so
water.
sad.
It is actually really sad. I wish it was something cooler. Cutting that part out. Editing gross.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, editing, Travis. Okay.
Okay. I didn't read this whole article. I only read the headline and like a couple sentences, but it was so good. I was like, oh no, I gotta.
Yes.
So I can also live react.
Okay.
Forbes.com. Noted business publication, Forbes.
Yes.
Pamela N. Danziger, senior contributor at Forbes.
Nice.
This is in the category of retail. So you know when Forbes is talking about retail, they know what they're talking about.
It's getting real.
You might have heard that the United States was talking about raising the minimum wage to something that should have been a level that should have been at 20 years ago,
Yeah,
but
1998.
yeah, and they didn't because Joe Biden cares about you. So this was after that. After that failed. You ready?
No,
Here's the headline.
I'm not, but okay.
For retailers, giving employees extra pay is good, but appreciation better.
No.
And it has a smiling older black gentleman who's clearly a grocery store employee.
No.
And it says underneath it, it looks like a stock photo. Happy employees equal happy customers. It's a linear relationship. It says Paul Warner, PhD.
No. No.
Paul Warner. This is why I say when people just because they have a PhD, I know some of them. Okay, does not mean they're smart.
No, it doesn't. It means they did the thing.
It means they have money.
They did the thing. They
Probably
paid
have
for
money.
it. Listen.
Some of them are smart.
Why not both?
Many others not.
Why not the money and the appreciation? Okay, keep going.
You can only have one.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I know. Take one and be happy
And
with
workers
it.
chose.
I'll put you through that fucking wall.
At a recent Senate budget hearings, Costco CEO Craig Jelinek made a surprise announcement that it was raising its employees' minimum wage to $16 an hour from its current $15. In choosing the hearing as its platform, Costco maximized the PR value of the announcement while raising the stakes against Amazon, Target, and Best Buy, which remains at $15. By the way, whenever Forbes mentions a company in their text, they immediately beside it put what they're trading at.
Wow, it's important. That's good info.
So it's like Amazon, AMZN plus 3.8%, Target, TGT plus 1.3%, and Best Buy, BBY minus 0.7%.
Some good businessy business. Get on top of my stonks. Sorry.
With the PR battle raging on amidst a tightening labor market, with unemployment now at 6.2%, what are smaller retailers or those that didn't reap the financial rewards from the government's essential business classification during the pandemic to do? What were they to do?
I don't know what they were to do.
Without the wherewithal or financial stability to up their wages, how can they hold onto their valuable and well-trained employees against these major retailers waving the red flag of more pay in front of them? I want to just go back to this for a second. They're talking as though Costco, Target, Amazon, and Best Buy, who are paying their workers $15 to $16 per hour, as though they are some kind of benchmark of high pay.
No, sir.
We're talking, that's what, like 20, 24, not even 23, $22,000 a year? For a full-time employee, which most of them aren't?
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking
And that's
about here?
that's negating all of their loopholes that they have for not providing employees with the benefits that they need. Benefits. Fucking with the shit that they need to survive. Oh, whatever.
So here's where our boy Paul Warner
going.
comes in, the PhD.
Paul.
Bootlicker, Paul Warner. Quote, studies have shown that giving people a few extra dollars to perform a task doesn't psychologically increase their motivation. Shut the fuck up, Paul.
Paul, you fucking twat. Come on. That's bullshit. Yes, it does.
He's a PhD in clinical and industrial organizational psychology, aka bootlicking psychology.
Yeah.
And vice president in customer and employment experience at InMoment.
How many hours has he worked at Costco or fucking Walgreens or wherever?
Hey,
the fuck?
back in my day,
Oh
in
my
1976, I made $6 an hour at the local grocery store.
Yeah, and my rent was $300 a month.
Just to inflation, that's $26 an hour. You just made her point, you fucking idiot.
Cock. Okay, keep going.
Quote, base pay is the bottom layer of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. He continues, supporting employees goes beyond just pay. It's employee well-being and providing a work environment where they can actually thrive in their lives. By the way, money helps that asshole.
That's true. It goes beyond, meaning it starts with pay.
While adding to an employee's pay package is a tangible step, effectively throwing money at the problem isn't the only alternative for retailers to retain employees, or necessarily the best.
Okay, listen. Okay.
No,
What-
none of these fucking people have ever had to be in poverty, ever.
His whole thing is like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's it. Literally, he's just like talking out of his fucking textbook.
You gotta meet the fucking first one first, though, asshole. That's why
Yeah.
it's a hierarchy of needs.
Because there's things stacked. They're stacked. They're stacked on top of each other.
Perception is king, Warner continues. If employees' perception is that they are not being treated fairly, then what is the likelihood that they are going to stay with the organization? Or what is the likelihood that they will quit their job psychologically yet stay for a paycheck? When that occurs, it creates a very toxic culture. Keep paying them $7.25 an hour, but pat them on the back and tell them they're doing a good job once in a while.
I perceive that I'm
Give
paying
them a
my
pizza
rent
party.
on time.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe my landlord will perceive that I'm a good tenant that can stay.
Retailers need to think holistically about what their employees
Fuck
need
you.
to thrive in their jobs and in their lives. I hate this fucking corporate babble speak so much. The best brands are going to be looking at people's self-worth, self-esteem, growth, and development beyond just meeting basic pay expectations. That is going to help keep them the best people. His research shows.
Blech. Bullshit.
Money matters, but feeling appreciated matters more.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Money equals feeling appreciated,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
We don't expect anything from fucking bosses except for more money. And when we get things from bosses, like a pat on the back, I'm usually the first person to be like, don't fucking touch me. I'm just saying. Appreciate me by paying me more. That is the only way I want to be appreciated.
I don't need your fucking gratification.
I don't want you coming into
I
my
just need
office
your
and
money.
being like, hey, I think you're doing a great job. Really? Buy me something.
Yeah. Cool. That's cool. That is actually good to
That's
say
great.
to their employees.
It's nice to say, but
after
pay
you've
me.
given them a raise.
Pay me.
Fucking assholes.
God damn it.
It gets better.
We think you're doing a great job. Here's a company car. That's how it goes.
For retailers whose balance sheets don't afford the luxury of added pay, and even for those that do, there are many more ways to reward valued employees and show that they are appreciated. First of all, if you can't afford to pay people money, then don't fucking own a business. And that's even liberal. This is the most liberal thing you're ever going to hear me say.
Yeah.
Is pay people a living wage. No. I mean, really tear down capitalism. But,
Yeah.
you know,
But
in lieu of that.
yeah, exactly. Because we'll get to that later.
Yeah, pay people a thriving wage. How about that?
Yeah.
And if you can't afford to do that, I guess you lose at capitalism and you don't get to own a business.
It's ridiculous that the term living wage is something that people like advertise. Like it's something like we're proud that we pay people a living wage. And it's like
we allow them to just barely survive.
you can live.
Please pat us on the back.
You can stay alive if you work here.
Yeah, you can default on your credit cards and go into bankruptcy, but you will have your rent paid, maybe.
You will have food and maybe a roof.
It's probably just ramen and Mr. Noodles, but you'll have food. We didn't say how good it had to be.
Amazon
Living
ration
wage.
pucks. I seriously almost bought those the other day.
Facebucks.
I almost bought like the Amazon ration pucks because I was like, shit's getting dire.
And also, like, this is I've yelled about small businesses on this podcast before.
Yeah.
I am more willing to support the Amazons and Walmarts of the world if I know their workers are being paid well and are unionized.
That's true.
I don't give a fuck if they're a big business or a small business.
Same.
Because oftentimes the big businesses are easier to unionize.
Yeah, and they have more accountability in general.
Yeah. And, like, they're large enough that they're not just going to pick up and leave or close when they're unionized. They, for the most part, they have to live with being unionized.
Yeah, it's true.
Give me that.
This is why
if
I
Amazon
prefer-
unionizes across North America, I will happily shop there. Won't
Hell
have any
yeah.
conflict about it.
Absolutely.
Not relative to any other thing, anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, this whole thing, well, you know, small businesses can't afford to give people a living wage. Well, then they don't get to be in business.
Yeah.
You play by your own fucking shitty capitalist rules.
I know a few small businesses that work that into their budget for opening a business.
Do you? Because I don't know any.
I do. Coven Marketplace in Hamilton. They're really
There you
good.
go.
Yeah.
Listen, even the best businesses I know in this city struggle to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to name them and be a dick, but they do.
I mean, to be fair, Coven's the only one that I know.
I honestly can't think of any in Windsor.
But like Coven Vegan
That really
Marketplace,
do it.
fucking hell yeah. Got my boots there. They were they were awesome.
There you go. There's a pitch.
I know.
A person's work life and personal life are integrated now, says Warner. Yeah, no shit. That's not a
Yeah,
good thing,
that's not
asshole.
I don't like that.
Especially when you are the largest retailer like Walmart. Walmart plus 0.8%. People not only work there, they shop there. Their lives are integrated. So any efforts like tuition reimbursement or more health benefits are things that will actually affect someone's life and are tangible ways to show appreciation.
Oh, my soul to the company
Yeah, like
store.
literally, like the brazenness with which liberals and conservatives are now just like, you know, we should just have like big companies like Tesla. They should just start their own towns in Nevada and have their own governments. That'll work out okay.
Welcome, prime citizens.
It's never been tried before, I don't think.
It's literally an episode of Black Mirror.
I don't think, you know, they should have stores where the employees can shop in, and maybe we can give them store credit.
Yeah, they can have store
as
credit.
payment instead of actual payment.
They can have bunks in the back.
What a novel idea.
Yeah,
This
it's
has
a great
never
idea.
happened before in American history.
It works well. We know it works well.
It's happening. It's happening all over the fucking place. Like, the
know.
return to company store level shit is just...
Walmart's been doing that for decades.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And I mean, like, if you think about, like, and bringing back in the landlord thing,
yeah.
and this is kind of all over the place, but,
Whatever. They expect
like how
it.
they pay their managers, their building managers in large buildings like the one I'm in,
in rent.
they pay them in rent. You don't have to pay rent. Rent costs nothing.
I know.
It costs fucking nothing. It's like
know.
$1,000 for like a 1-bedroom apartment like this one. I heard it on city council. They said it. One of the landlords said it. It was $1,172 a year in taxes for this unit.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I pay more than that in 2 fucking months.
Same.
So where's the rest of the money going?
So here's the thing. Is that with a lot of building managers,
And
if
I
you're
pay
getting
low rent.
Yeah, I know. We have affordable housing. But if you are a building manager and you are being paid in rent, in a lot of situations, if you get fired from your job, you also get evicted.
Yeah.
So you're fucked. You're
Well-
double fucked.
Yeah, friend of the podcast, Gladys Shafley. Her mother works for a company like that.
Right.
And, like, she can't move. She can't quit her job because she'll also lose her housing.
Yeah.
And she can't afford to live anywhere else. It's like a really draconian company store situation.
Yeah, it's super fucked
It's
up.
really fucked up. We should do a whole episode on that.
We
Put it on
should.
the list of things that we'll never get to.
Yeah.
Because we just freak out half an hour before we start an episode. What are we going to talk about? Instead of, like,
I love
doing
how-
one of these ideas.
I love how every time I come over here to do an episode, we're both like, I'm fucking quitting the podcast. I'm fucking quitting.
And then I do it and I'm like, no, I actually love doing
No,
this
really,
shit.
we're like having a good time.
There's more from fucking dipshit McGee PhD here, but
I love it.
like this is just Forbes being like, you don't really have to pay your workers any money. Like, it's more important that you tell them how great they are.
This is as close.
Throw them a pizza party. It'll be fine.
Yeah, this is as close to a compassion piece that Forbes is capable of mustering.
Fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. And then we'll go because we're over an hour.
Yeah.
Globe and Mail. You're familiar. Paper of record
I am.
here in Canada. Pandemic takes a cut of bank CEOs' pay increases. It's a sad story.
That makes me so... What are they going to do?
It's so sad.
They going to sell one of the houses or
Oh, it's so sad. Oh, I can't read it because it's behind a fucking paywall.
fire some of the staff?
I can't read it because it's behind a fucking paywall. I read this one earlier, you dicks.
Let's see, you read too many articles. You read too many. You've got to pay for them now. So what are the bank CEOs going to do if...
Well, I really just wanted to read the first paragraph, which details that one poor sod, one bank CEO here in Canada, he had his pay decreased to $13.5 million this year.
What?
Oh,
Oh my god!
this is serious, Ev.
I'm sorry to be so rude.
I think that we need to give that man an extra $7 to $8 million.
You know what I would like to give him? You know what? Never mind. I'm not allowed to say that.
A detached spine, perhaps?
Yeah, like bite the fucking curb, motherfucker.
In a video game.
Yeah, whatever.
Minecraft.
In Minecraft,
Yeah.
bite the fucking curb.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Whatever.
like 13.5 million, and like.
In other news, water is wet, and Ev hates bank CEOs.
But I think we need to be really, like, the Globe and Mail is doing the brave reporting, okay? Because like there aren't many people out there willing to talk about the poor, downtrodden bank CEO, the
Yeah.
forgotten victim of the pandemic.
They're doing the people's work.
Yeah, even though like I've paid, roughly, I'm gonna say $4,000 to $6,000 this past year in credit card interest.
Yeah.
But yeah, this poor motherfucker.
Do you know how you're eating next week?
I have a pretty good idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my True Dollars.
Nice. Well, that's good for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, True Dollars are still rolling in until June, so.
I'm fucked.
Yeah. You even got paid yet?
No.
Have you been working for like 2 weeks?
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I don't. I haven't been paid yet. No. I'm still
You still have $20?
But here
You should just apply for the CRB again.
I'm going to apply for the CRB again. But here's the thing is that I was already so behind on everything because the CRB isn't enough to like live on. So
No, it's not. It's
the-
like kind of just barely
Yeah.
you're able to like eke out an existence.
Well, see, that's the thing. But if anything happens that makes it so that you have to suddenly pay for something,
Yeah.
like, for instance, having to move out on your own and have all of those expenses,
Yep.
it makes it really difficult to do that. And also, when you start a new job in a city that makes you have an hour and a half drive each way.
Yeah, with your truck that won't go into
My
fourth
truck
gear.
that won't go into fourth gear because I can't afford to fix it and I have to pay for the gas to get to work. That takes all of the money that I had in order to pay for going to work until I get paid. Like, I fucking just, it's never ends.
Yeah, and you just cross your fingers and hope that your car still works or your dog doesn't get sick. Or,
Every single day. Like,
or you don't need a new pair of shoes, for fuck's sake.
Josh
like anything.
has an ear infection right now and I can't do anything about it.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like the best time for me is when I can come on the podcast and complain about how little money I have to listeners who also don't have any money.
Yeah.
Like, what
Yeah.
is this? What is this? And we're just reading Forbes articles and like laughing about the fucking bank CEOs. This is my favorite time of the week. Like,
But
like
like
$13.5
the
million.
Globe and Mail,
Aw.
the Globe and Mail doesn't have time to talk about these issues because they gotta talk about the plight
They do.
of our poor bank CEOs.
How are we gonna know about this?
Like now they can only afford like 3 vacation homes and 2 yachts
Yeah.
rather than 6 and 4. Like it's really just a tough time. They have to sell yachts. Do you know how hard it is to sell yachts in an economy like this?
I mean, they're probably not going to have to. They can just, like, tap into the offshore accounts. Have Sven move some fucking money
no, those are
around.
gone now because they had to pay their workers a living wage.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Those are gone. Just zip right through.
Everything
Yeah.
imploded.
Yeah, no, they're basically panhandlers now.
That's unfortunate.
Which is why the
for
government
them.
just hands them money all the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, we should feel bad for them.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
I would really like to get into a room with one of these motherfuckers.
Me
Parody
too.
satire in a video game, but I would wring their fucking necks. Oh my god, it would
Allegedly.
feel so good in a video game.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Minecraft, I would really love to just find a fucking banker in a dark alley.
Like, I would love the CEO of CIBC to just walk into a room and I just want to hear him complain one time about how he has to fix the roof on that fucking Muskoka cottage again. And I will break his teeth
All I
and
want
force him to swallow them
I just want
in a video game satire.
I just want to
allegedly.
like see the little fucking smirk, just the corner of the mouth raise up. That's all I need to see from a fucking bank CEO. Just a fucking little corner of your mouth. Just go up a fucking iota of an inch, and I will fucking throttle you. I will fucking brain you with whatever I have on hand. See,
This
I
is
mean,
what happens when Mo leaves the podcast.
satire.
We just get violent.
it's true.
We need Mo to rein us in.
We really do. I've heard that from people before.
Yeah.
They're like, you guys get a little ridiculous.
A little intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We start like yelling and getting violent, allegedly.
Parody satire.
Parody satire in a video game.
Yeah, we don't want you to actually hurt anybody, but
Right. I would never hurt anyone.
no.
No.
I talk a big game, but I'm a big fucking
I have reined it in significantly.
yeah.
Yeah, so the other thing that I wanted to say is how fucking excited I am for the return of the warmer weather, because that means the return of Cider Committee.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Cider Committee is where it's at.
Cider Committee is the reason this podcast exists.
That's true. Have we talked about Cider Committee on the podcast
I
before?
believe Pam Spanish and I did at some point or another.
Okay,
yeah.
so Cider Committee was like the birth of this podcast. You had the idea for the podcast long ago.
Oh yeah, years ago.
But it
Yeah.
actually came to fruition, and Cider Committee is basically where a group of us go to the riverbank and drink by the river. And
It doesn't have to be cider, but there's usually cider there.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like me some cider, but I think I might switch it up to twisted teas.
Well, we'll see if there's some nice days in April, but definitely by May, maybe we'll do a little like This
we-
Is False get together with the patrons or something.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Come join the cider committee.
Can we do... If we can figure out how to get the wind under control, can we do like a field notes fucking episode? I love Cider Committee. And
If it was a dead enough
Yeah,
night, we could do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's another...
I have
oh
to
my
get this
God.
fucking thing working though. Otherwise,
Do you remember on the
gotta
last
get an
Cider
SD
Committee
card.
when
Reader.
we met Francis?
Oh my god, I forgot about Francis.
Okay, so Francis is a raccoon that we met. And I know that you're not supposed to feed wild animals, but I was eating some french fries, and Francis, this raccoon,
An adolescent raccoon.
yeah,
Very
he was
small.
a little teenager, and he came
Just
running up
wandered up, took a fry, and then kept going on his way.
I get to
into
he
the
took
night.
it from my hand
Yeah.
with his little raccoon hand,
Yeah,
with his little opposable thumbs and stuff.
yeah, and he just casually took it, ate it, and then walked off into the night. Didn't even ask for seconds. He was like, "Thanks, bro," and just
Thanks.
kept walking.
And then he's just cool as a cucumber. Waddled
Respect
his
the
fat
fuck out
ass
of
up
that.
the tree. I fucking love Francis. Anyway,
We're talking about weird shit now.
yeah, we are.
We need Mo. We need Mo so badly on this podcast. Mo, if you
Mo.
can hear us, which you probably can because you're still there,
Mo, we really need you.
we need you. We
We're-
need you on
We're
this
not
podcast.
good at this.
No.
Hey.
Gladys Shafley was great, though. Gladys Shafley
I
kept us
know.
on fucking point.
See, that's where Gladys is good at that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get the fuck out
Want
of
me to
here.
get the fuck out of here? Oh, my phone is about to die.
I'm just realizing that the overlay didn't work, and so now I think I'm gonna have to do so much extra bullshit. Okay,
Okay,
bye.
bye.